So Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson are not stopping with making big moves, guys. Jaguars just agreed to terms with former Rams cornerback Darious Williams. He agrees to a 3-year, $30 million deal with $18 million guaranteed. And here's the kicker. Here's the cool thing. He actually turned down greater offers to come to Jacksonville, mainly because Jacksonville is home. He is a Bartram Trail alumni, so he is coming back home to play in Jacksonville. And what a time. What a time. He was basically a top 5 cornerback in free agency under guys like Stephon Gilmore and Hayward. Although he is a little bit younger, he's 28 years old, so he has plenty of upside. And after J.C. Jackson was taken, he was the top cornerback kind of left on the market, it feels like, when it comes to just age and stuff like that. So in his 4-year NFL career, he's made 130 tackles, 6 interceptions, 27 passes defended, and doing some research, looking around different Rams, beat writers. I mean, he had an impact last season. Maybe a little bit of a down year, but 2020, they were all noting was a really, really good year for him, and the Jaguars ink him to a deal. So right now, the strength of the Jaguars, I don't think it's any question, is the defensive backs. Obviously, at safeties, you have Rayshon Jenkins and Andre Sisco plugged in there. And then now at cornerback, you've got a pretty good group with Shaquille Griffin, Tyson Campbell, and Darious Williams. So now the question really is, okay, so who's going to play the nickel spot? Because obviously on base downs, you have 3 linebackers and 2 cornerbacks. So Shaquille, Tyson Campbell, or Darious Williams, one of them is going to have to come off the field. I think most likely it's going to be Shaquille Griffin that's going to be playing the slot cornerback spot. But, I think with this also, it's all about matchups. I think now that you have good cornerbacks and good defensive backs, you can play a lot more man than you maybe were to, back in the day. I know we have a different head coach, new defensive coordinator, but one thing they were trying to do last year in the new 3-4 defense, they wanted to play more man. And also, our defensive coordinator, Mike Caldwell, comes from the Todd Bowles tree, and Todd Bowles is very aggressive, and he likes to blitz. So the only way you can really blitz is if you have guys that are good at covering with man. And I feel like that's what the Jaguars have here. And it's extremely exciting because it doesn't feel like now the Jaguars are plugging holes. It feels like we are really making really good upgrades to the roster. And I put this on Twitter, guys. Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke want to make the playoffs in 2022. I mean, why not? Why can't we? I mean, we saw the Bengals go from number 1 pick to Super Bowl. It doesn't, the Cardinals turn it around pretty quickly. It doesn't take that much time to rebuild an NFL team. And, I'm done messing around in 2020. We're like, okay, 1-15, 2022, 3-14, or 2021, we went 3-14. Maybe next year we can go 6-11. I'm done with that, guys. I'm done with that now. Now is the time to go out there and win as many games as you can in a very questionable AFC South. I think it's time to go out here and do things. And it really feels like I said, last year, the Jaguars are keeping a lot of guys around, kind of plugging holes here and there. This year, it feels like there's going to be some real roster turnover. Obviously, DJ Chark is gone. Obviously, the Jaguars cut Miles Jack, and I think there's more cuts to become. I think some guys to look out for are Brandon Linder and Marvin Jones, some guys that were pretty big staples of the team last year. But, at some point, if you want to really change the dynamics of a team, you had to get rid of players and, some players that have had some history and that have made some money with your team. So a lot of cool stuff going on with the Jaguars. I don't know if they're going to be making any more big moves. If they do, it would have to be probably at the expense of a Brandon Linder or something like that. I do fully expect something like that to go on. But we will see. But really exciting news today. The Jaguars just keep upgrading. We are aggressive, and I think that's all we've really asked for out of the Jaguars is, look, don't just go out there and be cheap and get players that nobody else wanted. I mean, we're going out there and getting top of the market players, and it's cool. I'm excited. So with all that said, let me know what you guys think of the acquisition of Darious Williams. And with all that said, go Jags.